been a little bit of his form from map number 1, Fnatic will be in a lot of strife. They will need Crims, as you were mentioning, to step up with that same level of play. Just the fact that we had so many insane rounds, the clutches, the multi-frags.
Wow, they actually throw that window spawn smoke, or that window smoke, straight from spawn. No ifs and or buts. It's very early, couldn't be earlier. It enables them to deny a lot of early info plays that could have been made, but obviously with these USPs, they have different intentions.
Interesting to note here. I like this approach from Fnatic. Look how much residual cash they're working with going into round number 4. They will have a full buy. And you hear, if you listen to me casting whatsoever, how critical I can be of teams who go for that all-in force buy in round number 2 and then find themselves down to just peanuts, rifles, and maybe a flash. They're going to have all the goodies, but this round's not done just yet. They have triple nades. If these get used towards connector and complexity congregate over towards that side,
they're going to be.
Yeah, they're lucky. They've gotten away with this one. Flusher, he's going to get out of dodge. Doesn't actually want to try and contest. Feels like they're backing off completely. I wonder what Fnatic's plan is here. If they contain and try and do damage to the economy, make sure that complexity have to rebuy a couple of guns, that's not a bad place to start. I'm not sure if Blame was spotted there. Does Golden know he's close?
No is the answer to that question, and Blame does get overwhelmed. It's an AK for JW. He's going to try and retrieve that. Excuse me, I've got a very important weapon. Wow, that long-range Mac 10 works out wonderfully.
2-bullet little bursts.
I mean, he'll take the AK, 100%. Scout and an AK preserved, and I'm not sure whether or not they're going to be allowed to hold on to it. I'm looking at Rush. Yeah, he's gone back and loop around, so he hasn't found anything. The rest cowering in the kitchen, cooking up trouble. 3-0 complexity. Victors of our first map.
I've fallen behind in my water consumption, Alex. I was on...
you were doing a bottle of map.
It was almost a bottle of map. It was meant to be 2 bottles a series, so right now I'm a little bit behind.
And I'm sure I could definitely be hydrating. I'm just caffeinating. I think I operate very well under caffeine. A friend of mine. But we are ready for our 4th round. And a little late out of spawn from Flusher. He gets his buy-in all the same. And looks like Complexity are going to be testing the waters at B here.
Crims has kept the scout, so that's an interesting note, as Roland will be using that smoke drop towards underpass to peer for mid control, and he might even get the early call that there is no one home and they can be ready for this B hit that is being lined on up. Smokes are ready. Rush has taken a chunk of damage. He's going to be entry fragging on that Mac 10, and away they go.
Yeah, look how far ahead of the pack he was, though. Config needs something. Hunting, hunting, hunting. The spray's not there. His spray doesn't hit anything. It's JKS that gives them a way in. The smoke from Config, I do like that. And the flank from Brodden, I may even like it more. Blame is prepared, though. And this could determine a lot here. Now the advantage remains. The JW is in the site. Crims, oh wow, they checked everything. They refused to rush the plant. And we're seeing more and more of that. I think teams are starting to realize that there is no rush. You know, you have to make sure you vocalize when there is and when there isn't, because those extra frags, those extra 15 seconds of clearing your corners. Look at that barrel. Look at that barrel.
Hello. Thank you. Goodbye. Now that's something that, look, I would put my hand up first and foremost. When I was a player, when I was an in-game leader, I would always go for the objective, get that bomb down.
You
down.
After plan is strong. After plan is strong.
It's important on the A bomb site, for example, if you dump all your utility and you have nothing to work with. But on that B site...
Go on, Blame. I was about to say Config. I just assumed someone taking a fight like that would be Config.
This buy is actually better from Fnatic than their first gun round.
True.
So they left enough money, and JW with that saved AK has now been able to opt into an AWP.
This is some mad stuff. Mad. Truly. And I actually...
Is the fight you wanted?
Yeah. Crimson Config. We're going to get it. JW was spotted out, and he's taken his head off cleanly. Go on, Config. Keep it going. He's definitely entered the flow state throughout this entire series.
He's looking so good. I don't think we've seen the best of Config yet.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sirree. I just fully love the fact that Thorin took the time to write that article and that Config took the time to read it properly.
Yeah, and didn't just take it as a slight.
Right. It'd be very easy to consider that flame and move on.
Yeah.
Very cool. And to see him given the opportunity in the Juggernaut and to take it by the reins, to take it by the balls, he has really come into his own in his tall jersey. And there's another. Here comes the B hit. Jussie's got the frags. Cole are scary as hell. Truly. A force to be reckoned with. That's another round, a B take, and just picking apart at Fnatic. There's very few opportunities where we're sitting there in a Fnatic POV thinking, uh-oh.
Yeah, the multi-kill potential isn't looking like it's there just yet. And as I mentioned, that was the first real gun round, because the first one had Flasher on the B site with an MP9, you had Crims on a scout and JW on the saved AK. But this round didn't work well for them either, and Blame is actually going to take away the final AK-47. Brolin will fall, and that's a clean round. Now, I do believe we've had a player drop, or are they all back in? They're back in now. Looked like we had a problem for a second there, but it will be a tactical timeout called for Fnatic, and they need to discuss their options because they've already found themselves with that max loss bonus. There's Blame, there's Crims, head in hands. That's not a good sign after 5 rounds.
Maybe he's just meditating.
Maybe. That's interesting, meditating. What method would you call that?
That's the...
Is that the Swedish meditation?
It's Swedish. It's more Viking
okay, yeah.
origins. It's kind of an aggressive meditation. You frown, you put your head in your hands, you breathe, scream.
Scream. It's the war cries.
Yeah. Reverse James Bond. What do we call that? A Bames Jond?
Ah, that was fast.
7-0-0 for Jazzy Bear.
The Immortal. Poison also yet to die.
Oh yeah, now that is a nice change-up, considering his...
no opening deaths yet.
Inferno, no, 0. I can say that with conviction. I don't even need SEO for that one. But here we go. Another round of Counter-Strike I'm ready for. Let's see if Fnatic are, because we've not seen them convert. It is only Deagles. Their best buy was squandered by some multi-killing from Config. A B hit. Despite all of that B action, despite all of that B success, they do lean once again, and they have this tendency to put 4 towards the A mid area. And look at this. Look how little contact.
So quiet.
So quiet. There's the frag. That's the go sign. Flushes Deagle says otherwise. That's an AK. Surely Blame wants to contest that. Why isn't he? That's not great for the boys of Cole. Great for Flusher. He's taken not only the entire B hit and channeled them into his teammates at A, but are they even at A? They've completely swarmed to pick up the weapons. That's 2 AKs now falling into Fnatic hands, and it's certainly not out of the realms of possibility that they completely
think it's B.
Convert this.
Rush has heard a bit of this as well. He's definitely heard some AK spam, some footsteps, and he can control the rotation back through connector. Poison and JKS still yet to die. They don't know that the avenue's open, and Rush might be caught between a rock and a hard place if he goes before the A site hit comes in.
He hears both of the AKs, right? Or at least he heard one reload above him, so he knows that he can just stand his ground and stop their rotates away if his teammates do gather ground. Here we go. Oh, that's the AK. Rush has got so much to deal with. There are multiple targets. He does handle the first, and the second. Problem solved. And Cole only have Golden to find.
Oh, that almost got out of hand there. Still could.
Oh, has found the headshot, but at great cost. Now, if he was to find Poison, the last player only has 1 HP. Oh! Hasn't found the frag. He does connect the bullet. Chad's concerned, and so am I. Rush knows exactly where Golden is, but he's working with the same amount of information. Golden's Deagle. Not one to be written out of this. Rush isn't expecting it. Timing's everything. Oh, and he hits the shot. 1 remains. It's Poison. He doesn't have the kit, and that really does completely screw up Golden's chances here. If he can keep the AWP and maybe knock him out, that's something. There you go. Bit of damage. Keeps him on the site. Keeps him locked and loaded. Maybe even recover the AK. Does Poison get away? He does. So they cut their losses. Golden gets well out of dodge, as does Poison. But Complexity remain undefeated. JKS, however, is no longer the undefeated. He has conceded his first death. This was an important double. Yeah. So important.
1 HP as well. You're going to be kicking yourself after that one if you are Fnatic. And Golden did a lot of work here as well. So this damage is to the economy. Now, sure, they are winning. Sure, the scoreline is 6-0. But Fnatic need those type of rounds to start building a bit of confidence. Hey, we can do this with the pistols. Let's give it a crack with the rifles. We're about to go into their second gun round here. AWP back out and double. 1 for Flusher, 1 for JW. Org for Brolin again. And they've gone for a 3-man B lean. A little bit unorthodox here as Golden and Crims both playing over towards the short position, and Poison is already searching towards connector. This is very quick. 1:35 on the clock.
Hello, my name's Config. Pleased to meet you. I'm going to be walking into your site now. Any objections? Yeah, Flusher has one. And he sent him packing. So that pressure on B is going to be quashed. That's the word I was looking for.
Bit of a gap in that window smoke. Nobody's home, but Blame needs to be aware of the possibility. Brolin was close towards ramp, and now he's pivoted back towards the side. The smoke gimmick is down to the timing. He didn't catch him.
And now Brolin's vulnerable. Blame F has ratted his way to an opening kill. And a man advantage now for Complexity. Still 60 seconds of play. The A hit's coming in, and the only man to stop them is JW's Orb.
They don't have a smoke for this position, so he might get a kill or two. He's seen Russian Palace.
Oh, baited it nicely. And now Blame should go down. Nice shot from JW, but quickly traded. Poison still yet to go down. He's not stopping. He wants another. Go on, tags up Flusher. He's nearly finished the round on his own. He wants to peek over his own smoke. That's why he's deployed it. It could favor him for at least one. Hard shot, doesn't hit it, and JKS even jumping across at the same time. Trying to dunk on Flusher. He evades the nade. Does kind of confirm to Justin that he has still stuck around in top of middle. What is this from Cole? And Mirage. Packs a punch down mid. You know how we talk about mid control being, God, 4 years ago when I was talking about CS, we said the same thing. But theirs has got a different flavor to it. It's not so utility intensive. It's bodies, it's frags. They've got the individuals so comfortable and capable that they can take some rather... look at this fight. Look at this. This is just config peeking. That's it. There is no strategy. That's him pre-aiming the boost. And Blame ratting the smoke. That's a great set of frags. Poison made sure this round was over.
Yeah, it's good that he still has confidence, right? It was really concerned. And I think that the fact that he did keep re-picking is why he probably is going to continue to have good form, because he didn't let that fluster him. Obviously, in the server and in his mind, he's probably very frustrated, but continued to do his job. And that's really important.
Chill your beans, dudes. 7 rounds in, they've already written Fnatic out.
It's not looking good. It's looked more competitive on these Deagle rounds.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Mirage clearly not the specialty, and I mean the previous results you started listing out for Fnatic's Mirage.
Single-digit losses, yeah.
Single-digit losses and multiple. There you go. That's the Deagle we want to see more of, but it's short-lived. Crims found Config adding more to the tally. Just Flusher throwing out the nade and doesn't even get to see the product of it. Great stuff from Cole. Maybe GG.bet isn't too far off the mark. These boys are looking vicious. It's my first glimpse at seeing a team. I mean, how long have they had just JKS?
He has been a part of this team now for, I think, 3.5 weeks.
And he got to Europe probably about two or so weeks ago.
So I think they got there with a week before Blast just to prepare.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit less
And
than
Blast
that.
didn't go swimmingly. Like there was a group stage exit, a win against
It started well because they had a close game against Vitality, but they lost. And that was where we had those JKS clutches. But then they did only win against FaZe. They lost to Big. And they lost the opening.
Yeah, 5v4. Cole have to overcome some deficits here. They're trying something different. It's an A take. But an early frag from Golden has given them a disadvantage, but for how long? Look at Config, always finding a gap. He wants to push CT now, and now here's a huge gap there. Look at the problem solving. There you go. Okay, jungle's scary. Let me give you CT.
Are they saving?
I'll let you make that decision.
They have to go for this. I think they're just waiting for the smoke to clear. Fnatic need to start fighting for some rounds. With no utility on the Complexity defense or the retake, this should be a sitter.
Flusher's in kitchen.
I think they're waiting for any oversteps here from Complexity, but nobody's moving. Nobody's pressuring the line. And when they do, Poison hits a banger of a shot.
Yeah, this is really impressive. Okay, here they come. Very late arrival. Very little time for any sort of maneuvers. They have to get on the bomb now. And JW's the last man to try it. He's gone. He's been knocked off it by a Blame F and the cross to the bomb. And so this is all over. It's just Flusher maintaining the AWP. It's 9-0, folks. Complexity on their map pick, looking for the 15-0.
Now, I would mention max loss bonus, but I don't think you guys need to hear that. Fnatic are yet to post a round, so of course that's what they're operating with. And at this point of the game, when you're 9-0 down and a lot of the rounds haven't felt overly close or competitive, you might want to start force buying in. Now, they're going to go one more round here with a partial investment. Deagles, again, light utility Flusher with that AWP. But from this point onwards, they will have to start continuing to buy. Flusher, no luck this time round. That's the AWP completely in T-side control. And Poison making this look like he's just playing against some pod bots here. Running around frag after frag, finds a third, maybe the fourth. Look at this. This is just pure destruction.
Absolutely. He's just taken this round and decided it's his. JW was there. Short temporary glance from Poison, but... Oh, good Deagle work on the move. 2 bullets connecting, softening up Blame F, but this round's over, and I think Fnatic's mental state is going to get really shaken when you've just come into a second map after very narrowly losing your map pick after a veto you weren't expecting.
Yeah, who knows what they had prepped for as their choice, right? So the thing is, all the work that they had done in the lead up to this match of, yeah, we're going into this one, you get greeted with the opportunity.
Imagine if it was Vertigo.
Wait, hold up, they left Inferno?
Imagine if it was Fnatic preparing for Vertigo. You've put 4 hours into, all right, boys, we're really ready for this one. You just see your opponents ban it.
That's going to be frustrating off the get-go. And the fact that they were so close as well, and Crims put in such a massive performance, and they weren't able to get across the line. Deflating. That's one way to look at it. You can see Brolin, we don't often see him getting that agitated.
That's true.
So second timeout now called for Fnatic. They will be purchasing on here. And